I know. I was supposed to be doing this with. I said I was gonna do this with Sonic, but this came up like immediately following the announcement that Mega Man Legends was gonna be on the PSN, and I decided, you know what, it's only a matter of time before I have to do it with Mega Man, so might as well start now. What's up, guys? It's me, Zero here, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a Mega Man fan. I've been a Mega Man fan since way back in when the first with Mega Man 64. That was first off, and then like Legends 2, the original Mega Man Anniversary Collection, the Battle Network series, well, Battle Network 4, 5, and 6, the Zero series, and partially Star Force because Star Force was basically like the spiritual successor to Battle Network, just like how ZX was the spiritual successor to the Zero series. And I was partial about that. My brother liked the Star Force series. I never did. But this is the topic of this video was basically just looking back on how Mega Man was like from then to where he is now. Because also, if you haven't noticed, like the thing is, back in 2011, like that, this is where it really started. Because 2010, like Legends, like all these Legend Mega Man games were announced, and like Legends 3, Mega Man Universe, and Rockman Online. Those three Mega Man games were announced. Like Rockman Online basically being like sort of, it was basically Mario Maker before Mario Maker because you can like make your own Mega Man stages and whatnot, and you could play as other characters and have Ryu from Street Fighter in it. And while Legends 3 was basically that, Legends 3, because it basically took off like after the second game the main where the main focus of the game was to get Mega Man off the moon, and it was gonna be a 3DS exclusive, with it being launched with the eShop. But at the time, it like there was a demo. Yeah, there was a demo, and like only like a few people got to play test it, and there's like a few screens of a few videos of it on YouTube as it is, because like afterwards, like the year afterwards, Inafune left, and in 2011, and it just was a bad year for Mega Man all around, because not only was he missing from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 the year before, because that had Zero and Tron in it, and we were all like scratching our head like, where's Mega Man? Like, and then the first excuse was like, Mega Man didn't have any variety. That's why they picked Zero instead of Mega Man. And the fact that this is the same, since I already covered this before, but this is the same dude that worked on Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, which literally had a Mega Man of Walnut in there, which is Mega Man Trigger. They had the Mega Man from Mega Man Legends in that game, and you have you're telling me that they could have he didn't have variety, you know, with his drill, his laser, and basically all his, because that Mega Man you could literally take stuff on, like take his arm off and put like anything else on it, but no, apparently he didn't have variety next to Zero, which was also in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom and basically used the same move set. And then we get the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and again, Mega Man's not in, but he's the excuse this time being like they could have taken a move set for him, and again, there were BS called because there was like four games they could have used. He was in the first two Marvel vs. Capcom, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and wow, I messed that up. And the they even had the Power Fires. They had the Mega Man fighting games they could have used. They could have used that, and the ironic part about that was that Sakurai ended up making a move set for Mega Man. Like, it was like the easiest thing ever, and yet the same guy was like, we couldn't think of a move set for Mega Man. I was like, there are so many versions of Mega Man you can use, and you just gave up. And he was also like in the top ballads and like in the character ballads of who they what characters they wanted Ultra Mario vs. Capcom, and then we technically got him in the game and endings, and then as a color for Zero, which had to be the ultimate middle finger, but I digress. Then we're talking. Then we reach the second subject in this video, which is the My Number 9. After what? I think it was what, 2012, 2013, around that time. Like, Unifune started his. He left Cap. This was like a while after Unifune left Capcom and started his own company. And he did that, made a Kickstarter, which was the My Number 9, and it was basically going to be a spiritual successor to Mega Man. And we were all behind that. The Kickstarter was a success, and then we was like, oh, okay. It was just like the most successful Kickstarter at the time for gaming, at least. And we were all like hyped for the game. And then afterwards, like a whole bunch of shit went down. And if you haven't seen most of it or heard most of it, then like there's some articles about it, like from the PR community person saying like how Beck should have been a female, they should have had a female protagonist, stuff like that, and not giving out refunds for the people who backed it, who want their money back, and just basically downplaying all the people who paid it. And then we got to that really, really questionable Kickstarter where, like, the game's still not out yet. Inafune made another Kickstarter, which this time it was for the anime, and I'm just like everybody else think like, okay, this is cool and all, but where's the game? Like, could you have done the anime like after the game came out? Like, that's what the thing that got me. I was like, why can't you just use the money like the game from game sales to like make everything else? It's like Yokai Watch. At least with Yokai Watch, they like waited till the game was out before announcing all this other stuff. Like, oh, it's getting a manga, it's getting the anime, and then here you go. In My Number 9, it's not even out. Oh, look, it's anime funded, like Kickstarter again, and it just got worse from there because there was another Kickstarter again for the My Number 0, which is Zero DLC. I was like, oh, okay, great, Kickstarter DLC, and then voice acting DLC. It just at the point of time, all we want like was the game to be out. It was basically the reverse of Capcom. Like, this is the analogy I'd use. Like, oh, at the time, Capcom was like, you want Mega Man? Well, good luck with that. We're not giving you Mega Man. And then Fune comes and be like, so I heard you want Mega Man, and here's your Mega Man. It's the spiritual successor, My Number 9, and I'm gonna need money for this. Okay, people gave him the money. Okay, and like we're still working on the game, but I also like to do this anime for it and add voice acting. But again, I still need the money for it. And I say he's over ambitious. I'd say that, but I don't even think that's the case here because he like you. At times, you need to know your limit, and apparently that didn't sink in with Inafune because not long after that, we got another Kickstarter for him, which was Red Ash, which was basically the spiritual successor to Legends. And I was like, okay, this is where I just stop. This is where I get off the hype train and I just question like what the hell is going on right now, because this one of those. This is really one of those things where he should have waited, but no. Not only did he have a Kickstarter, but it was this time it was funded by a company. So it really really got at me. Like this back and forth between you guys is just it's like two kids at a playground, like trying to outdo the other. Just that's how it was for a while because at the time, like my number nine was supposed to come out in this year. It was supposed to come out this year, but got delayed. Well, 2014. It then got delayed to this year, like spring of this year. Then got delayed again to next year, and uh, like there's a beta out. There's a beta for the people who backed it. Everybody else who just like most of the people like due to bad PR just kind of lost faith in the game and the Kickstarters in general. Like I've got some small summer of hope, but it's not as much as it used to be. Like same for other games like Final Fantasy 15 and whatnot. But this okay. I bet you're asking like, what was the point of this video, Zero? And this is the thing that got me, and I come to realize after the blunder of Mighty Number 9 being delayed, Capcom as of late has been getting their Mega Man act together. We've seen it with the Legacy Collection, like, so, we're gonna bank on this nostalgia thing because at the time they were like re-releasing their old games like as remasters. Like they already did the DMC remaster, then Devil May Cry 4 remaster, well, special edition that added Lady, Trish, and Virgil, and then we got to the Mega Man Legacy Collection, and it was like, yeah, first 6 Mega Mans, and then I thought about it. I was like, the thing that got me about this was why did they do that now? Because I was like, you do know they're like means to get like Mega Man 1 through 6, right? Like you can literally get them on PSN, Xbox Live, I believe. I don't know. Like somebody will have to correct me on that. And the Wii, like you can get them for those 3 things, and we have emulators. I'm like, why would you release these old games that people can like literally now they can go get already? And it was like, oh, we added challenges and whatnot, and it's like, okay, all right, I guess they trying to be like how the NEX remix was supposed to be, because that's basically. I was like, they could just re-release the anniversary collection. If you ask me, that's what they could have just did. And I was still like that. I was like, I'm not getting this. I got the anniversary collection. If I want to play Mega Man 1 through 8, well, 1 through 6, I will play the anniversary collection or get them on the PSN or the eShop if they're on there. But other than that, like, they haven't given me a reason to get it. And then afterwards, like, see, this is the kicker from right here for me. These next 2 titles. Okay, first off, the Adventures of Trombone, because I, as soon as I saw that, I was like, are you serious? Wait, what? Are you serious? And I was like, this is part of the Legend series, right? Like this, like the whole prequel thing that started with that show, Tron before they met Mega Man and whatnot. And the thing was like, cause I didn't know at the time, like the bird bots were Glide and the bird bots came from in that game. I didn't know because in Legends 2 you fought them, and I had no idea who these guys were. I was like, and at the time I was like, oh, probably should have played the Adventures of Trombone, but I didn't. At the time, I already played the first Legends game, and I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. At the time, like with Legends 2, we had a PlayStation 2, and I played Legends 2 on that. So But anywho, they released they um they released Trombone on the Mid Special Trombone on the PSN, and I played it, and I was like beforehand I was thinking like, why did they release this? Because they said this is their words exactly. Like, if you don't believe me, check out Omega Sin's video on this, because this is like one of the reasons like Legend 3 got canceled, because they said there wasn't like an interest in it. And then like like everyone else will tell you, like, then get an interest in them. Like, we released the old Mega Man game, like the other Legends games, and at the time they already did, like, they remade the games for PSP and Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and they were in Japan only. And I was like, just have like re-release the games to make them show interest in it. But like, that's what they've been doing as of late. Anyway, do I need to bring up the Darkstalkers again? Because that's my prime example of like Capcom trying to bring back a series. Just bring the Darkstalkers. Just look at the latest attempt to get Darkstalkers back, and you will see like how Capcom feels about reviving franchises. But that's besides the point. Like, this is basically one of those moments where, like, didn't you guys say like no one wanted this game, and here you are making like these games that apparently releasing games like from the series like no one wanted to see of. And then Legends 1 got released like yesterday, and I got that too. I haven't got a chance to play it because I'm tempted to like either record my playthrough, because it's gonna take a while to get used to the PlayStation controls, because I played it on 64 first, and I literally still have my copy of the game on the Nintendo 64, so it's kind of weird. But it's a weird transition, and that's basically it right there. Like, and looking back on it, I was like, you guys are really trying to save face right now, and because at least Capcom know that they screwed up, and they're willing to amend for their screw up, but at the same time, like my friend, like, I told him about it, like, oh, they're releasing, like, they're releasing, like, Legends 1, because he's a Mega Man fan, too, and we were both, like, disappointed, and that Legends 3 got canceled, and I told him about it, and he was like, I don't think anything beneficial, like, it's not going to do much in the long run of thing, and I had to agree with him. It got to that point, like, where the damage is already done. Like, you can try to fix it all you want, but we're going to be skeptical as hell from now on, like, myself especially, because Capcom made a lot of questionable decisions during that long 3 years of, like, saying, no Mega Man games ever. Like, do I even need to bring up his anniversary? Like, Ryu gets a fucking, like, he gets, not only does Ryu get a statue, he literally gets his games all the way up to fucking 4. What does Mega Man get? He gets he gets a soundtrack, that's it. A soundtrack and a mug. And a freaking Mega Buster costume. That's about it. Other than that, it was kind of like another middle finger. I was like, you guys are just spiteful that, Inafune left. I was like, just come on, man, it's ridiculous. And Inafune, as of late, I don't even want to talk about him, Mister. Like, oh my god. After he canceled like Kaito, I was like, nope. That was one blow too many. That was the straw that brought the camel's back for me. That's when I became skeptical about Inafune. At that one moment where he canceled a game that looked promising as hell, was it done before? Because it was like Journey of the West with fucking penguins, and I was like, yeah, penguin pirate. Come on now, a penguin pirate. and that was like one of the 3DS games I was really excited for. And the only to find out it got canceled, I was like, are you serious? And I'm not even gonna talk about Gunvolt. Mighty Gunvolt. That was basically like a spiritual successor to the Zero series and the X series, but that's by Anti Creates, and Anti Creates is, I have no problem with them, to be honest, because they always, like, they go hand in hand with whatever Inafune makes, like with the Battle Network series and I would say the Battle Network series, like the Zero series especially. So this is where I'm at, guys. I'm like, at the Capcom streaming Mega Man has been the best, and they're trying to make amends, but I can't help but feel skeptical. Like, it's not gonna do much. Like I said, it's not gonna do much in the long run, and I feel like it's too little, too late. I guess they're trying to reach out to the Mega Man crowd again, because how they're released the Mega Man collection and how they just released the Misadventure Trombone and Legends 1. Like, the funny thing is, like, I searched up like Mega Man on the thing, and they already had Legends 2 on there already, but they said disc only, so it's only a matter of time before that gets on the PSN 2, and I don't know what they're trying to do. They'll probably try to make a Legends 3 again. They could, but at this time, like, making Legends 3 right now would be like making Sonic Adventure 3 right now. Like, it just wouldn't work, because it's like there's expectations to be made, and like it has like expectations to live by, and the moment you don't live to like the fans' expectation, you can best believe that they won't want any part of it, because fan bases work like that. And it's been so long, and what's stopping them from canceling again? That was the April Fool's joke, to be honest, and that was like the worst thing they could have did. That was their, for some godforsaken reason, their sense of type of a joke. Like, oh, we started like production on Legends 3, oh, they canceled it again. I was like, that's not a joke. That's like a dick move. That's like dark humor right there. And oh, oh man, just the worst type of it. Anywho, I'm done here, guys, and I can only hope the best for Mega Man, because it was, the funny thing is, like, I have to say his inclusion in Smash 4, that was gonna do wonders for him, and at the time it really didn't, because, like, it did, because it's Mega Man. Like, that was like one of the hypest reveals ever, and it was like, come on, man, it's Mega Man. They even have a moveset for him. Have the Shoryuken too, and it was just got to the point where afterwards, like, nothing happened. Like, you expect, like, Mega Man to have like a boom or some sort, like how like, that was usually like the Smash Bros tradition. Like, if a character is like either reintroduced or introduced, there's like a boom final words. Like how in Melee it was Martha Roy, how in Smash, in Brawl it was Pit and Little Mac. They ended up getting new games, and here we are in Smash 4, and Mega Man's like, he didn't get much at the time, like a cameo and some, because he had cameo appearances, because that makes all the difference, right? Because cameos make make all the that siege is, that's cool, you know. Like Beautiful Joe, look at all the cameos he make, and still haven't had a new damn game yet. And Morgan and Felicia and all the other characters who are in major Capcom franchises. I just don't know. I'm gonna say optimistic, but it's hard to after giving Capcom's track record. Same with Inafune because he's treading on a very thin line from me right now, and I really want my number nine to succeed, but at the same time I'm skeptical about it because it could have been out already, but delayed game and whatnot. Good game stays a good game. A bad game stays a bad game. Like me and Mo said. So maybe the delay will do make it the best it can be. But if it's lackluster, I'm not gonna say anything. Same with Red Ash, but that's the point. So what do you guys think? Like about the whole Capcom situation? Like, cause I already made like I already voiced my thoughts about the Capcom treatment of Mega Man in the past 3 years, the past 4 years, and I was, oh boy, that's what started me on here. Ironically, but that's how I am. Like I already voiced my thoughts. Like, what are your take on this and about the My Number Nine and concept and Inafune in general? Leave your comments below, and feel free to contact me on the Twitter AXFM because I don't know why I haven't plugged that in. Like, if you got any questions for me, like any requests at all, just go to AXFM, my AXFM page because that's also on my channel. Like the little box that has all the little things on it, like that, Twitter, and Tumblr, I guess. Those three, that's where you can reach me. Those three things. So, anywho, done here. Thanks for watching. Keep it classy, and I hope to see you next time. Which we're doing Sonic next. I don't care. Like we're doing Sonic next, and God help me. If you're a Sonic fan, you're probably gonna be pissed at me, but I piss a lot of people off in my videos, so it's everyday thing for me.